Hey there, hi there, ho there. All right, 2025 over. I hope you all had a great holiday. Hope you spent it with some loved ones. We are doing a tier list. I've never done this before. In previous years, I've talked about like, oh, the 25 games I 100%ed, but we did more than 25 this year, so I was like, let's just do a good old tier list. I've never done one. Immediately, right? Okay, Bluey, right? Bluey the game. There's two. There's two. Where's it at? There it is. D automatically, right? We've all done it. We've all played a game to boost our gamer score, and we're not proud of it. I did two this year. Bluey the game and Barbie Project Friendship. Both were terrible for different reasons. Bluey was slightly more acceptable because it was shorter. That Barbie game was fucking bonanzas. So bad. All right, so now let's get into like actual like good stuff. Okay, what would I put in C? We're gonna work our way up, right, to the big boys. So I really like unpacking, but when I criteria like the games I got all the gamer score in, it's like enjoyability and how difficult and or how much of a flex the game is, kind of like go into it. And although unpacking was definitely like my cozy game for a few weeks, there's not a lot to it. It was good. I'm gonna say right below that when the past was around, unpacking was at least chill and ADHD brain likes to organize, right? We know it. When the past was around, it was like one of those cutesy, artsy games, and it was cool. It was enjoyable, but it was really short and just a really easy completion. I couldn't put it higher than C. Okay, I think we're getting into some. You know what? No, I think I got one more C. High C, right? Well, no, yeah, let's go ahead and see. Anthem. I did this game because the servers are shutting down in like a month, less than a month, I think, when this comes out. And I'm not gonna lie, for like 2, 3 hours, I was like, oh, this is actually pretty good. And then it wasn't. And then I didn't like it anymore. It just became about collecting BS, and the collectibles are random, like it's RNG, and I didn't like it. I didn't. It became the same old repetitive BS like Destiny, man. I couldn't get behind Destiny, couldn't get behind Anthem. Like they're only it's like the bottom of like the actual games I've played. Oh god, okay. Okay. Oh god. You know what? I have to put something below that now that I'm looking. Dragon Ball the Breakers. I don't know if you can see all this, right? Dragon Ball the Breakers. I am a huge Dragon Ball buff. I love their games. And Dragon Ball the Breakers was one of those games that had the potential to be really, really cool. It just wasn't. Not by its gameplay. Its gameplay was like passable for like what it was. It was like a Dead by Daylight clone. I'm willing to bet like two of you have played this game, and it was cool. And it would be a little higher on this list if you could get into a damn match. In our Lord's year 2025, the game's been out for 2, 3 years now. I don't know, but you still can't get in the matches. You can't play with people. It's just broken. It's janky. It never should have launched, at least in that state. Yeah, I I would honestly, because at least these two games are like decent games. This is barely a game. It's only higher than these two because this hurt my brain. This was at least fun when it worked. Very rarely. And it's only like that high on the list because it's kind of a flex because I don't think a lot of people have 100%ed it. Not because it's hard, but because it's frustrating. Okay. Oh god, I'm like what's at the bottom of B? I'm gonna say Final Fantasy 2. So I'm trying to 100% every Final Fantasy game, and if you're looking at the list, there's another one here. I did one last year, and I really liked one. I don't like 2. Its story is passable for a Final Fantasy, but its level system, I get what they're going for. The weapons you give the people determines like how they level up. I get the idea of something new and cool. I didn't like it. It's like it's the inverse of 10-2, how I really like the dress sphere system, but I hated story. 2 was like the opposite. It was a decent story. I just did not. like its level up system. I'm playing through 3 now, and I'm already liking that a lot more. Okay, what do we got? I'm just gonna let's just for now, right? Final Fantasy 7, OG Final Fantasy 7. I've 100%ed it twice now. The console version, and this is the Windows version I did this year. Seven's not even my favorite Final Fantasy game, right? I'm not that like basic about it. If Seven's your favorite, it's a great choice. It's just it's what everyone's favorite choice is, but I still love it. It's still in my top 3 Final Fantasies. I'd 100% it again if I could re-get all the achievements. I love 7, and I'm not saying it's the best game this year, but I know it's an S tier. I just want to get one up there. Oh, while we can. Okay, I see another B. Question is, you know what? Yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed myself more playing this, right? Blacksmith Master. It was a game on Game Pass. It just came off. And it's in the same vein of, it kind of just felt like a cozy game, but it's actually like kind of involved. You run a store, and you make shit, you fulfill orders, you make stuff for your shop, and games like that make brain go burr, and I just really enjoyed it. I don't have much to say on it other than that I named my store like Smithy, if you like, from because of Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know. I enjoyed it. It yeah, I'd say it's a B. It's a very passable game, especially it was on Game Pass, so hell yeah, I enjoyed it. So I'm gonna get this one out of the way real fast, right? This game right here, Another Crab's Treasure. I went in with zero expectations. Also, a game on Game Pass, not sponsored, but hey, sponsor. I did not expect this game to be this good. I heard, oh, it's Dark Souls, but like cutesy, and you play as a crab, and I was like, okay, I've 100% of the Souls game before. I enjoyed it. Let's do it. And I thought it was going to be a pretty quick completion from what I read, and then I was like, oh, okay, easy, a whatever game, but it's super charming. It's gameplay's actually shockingly fun and responsive for being a game where you play as a fucking hermit crab. You get different shells that do different things, different abilities. I out of all there's 2 games this year that I played that I was like, oh, this was that I was expecting to play something bad, but just shockingly good. And Another Crab's Treasure has to be A tier. Sorry, not sorry. Oh boy. You know what? I'm thinking. Let's go into detail. I'm sorry. I can't. I don't make the rules here. But Dragon Ball: The Breakers is probably the worst Dragon Ball game I've played on like achievement hardware. So I just okay. All right. First Descendant. I'm gonna put it in like the lowest possible B tier because I enjoyed it more than Anthem, but its game is quite similar in that vein. It's you go in as a battle pass, except I don't think Anthem even had one by the time I played it or at all. Um, but I'd say the gameplay of First Descendant was more fun and more people play it. I actually get into matches in the First Descendant. It was definitely one of those games that I just like wanted off the hard drive. I wanted to 100% it. I enjoyed it until the very end, I remember, because I was like, the last 2 achievements were not even skill or RNG based. It was just like waiting because it's a game that has login bonuses. So it's like, oh, you can log in to get these things that you need to make these items for this achievement, or you could buy it. I hate like that. That's an automatic like ugh. But I'm gonna say bottom of B. I liked it more than Anthem, but almost everything else I played this year, I was like, oh, at least you're not charging me to make this item in your game. Okay. Oof, it's gonna be a lot of B's, I feel like. But let's okay. Let's get this out of the now we'll save that for last, because like that's probably going towards the top. Uh Power Wash Sim. Only because it was super fun with friends, right? This is one of those ones where it's like by yourself, I feel like Power Wash Sim would be like a drag, but with 3 friends, just vibing out to music. This is just personal preference, and it had a lot of cool DLC like Shrek, 40K, Wallace and Gromit. Alice in Wonderland. It had a lot of neat things going for it. Not much to say. You're a dude and you clean stuff. That's the game, which sounds really boring. And by yourself, I assume it is, but with friends, anything's fun. So it was chill. Not great. Fuck. Because the achievements are like harder, take more time. I'm gonna put it above two. I'll put it above two because again, I didn't like two. Sorry to the Final Fantasy 2 fans out there. Uh, okay, let's get another A in there. Ooh, this is actually gonna be tough. There's someone out there that's being like really debating Oblivion with a crab game. Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm gonna say it was better. It was a really good remaster, and it didn't like come out of nowhere because there's a whole bunch of videos about it like the weeks before, but it shadow dropped, and I wasn't expecting it. And I love Oblivion. I've 100%ed Oblivion 3 times now, technically, if you count the remaster. I've done the original 360 version, I've done the Japanese 360 version, which I think also was technically this year. Yeah, it was. Okay, but I didn't want to put it Oblivion twice because that doesn't make sense. So technically, I 100%ed Oblivion twice this year. That's crazy. Love it. Love the game. I personally think Oblivion is better than Skyrim. Don't at me. That's just me. That's just my opinion. Hey, Doom the Dark Ages. That's a B. High B. High B? I don't think it's A. Because it's like another Game Pass game, so I didn't pay for it, but I feel like if I did, I would have regretted it. It's definitely a good game, but you can complete this game in like 10 hours. That being said, I mean, it's Doom. You can't really do Doom incorrectly. It's just fun. I'm going to put that the highest B. It was really good, but I completed it in like a day. Like, what do you like? Action packed Captain America drill shield. Brr. Great. Easy completion though. Nothing to like be like, oh yes, the crab game is higher than Doom. Don't fucking at me. Alan Wake 2. I'm a big Alan Wake guy. This is actually tough. Hold on. It's an A tier, I'd say. But is it the highest A tier? Because Oblivion, although it's great, it's a game that already existed. You know what? Yeah. I'm gonna say Alan Wake 2 is either like we'll see at this list when I'm done, but it's either the highest A for me or it's like the lowest S. I thought that game was excellent. We'll come back to that. Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. I like rhythm games. I like Kingdom Hearts. It's in the B somewhere. There's a lot of Bs this year, I feel like. All right, let's think about its achievements, right? Most of them were super easy. It's a music game. Kingdom Hearts has really banger music. It doesn't really do much for the story of like Kingdom Hearts as a whole. Not really, anyway. There's like 3 cutscenes that matter. It's in here somewhere. I'm gonna say I enjoyed it more in Blacksmith. It took longer to 100%, and I replayed like those songs like 10 times. Iconic, great, hell yeah. But in the bottom of B, you know what? I might get heat, but that's okay. Highest C, Killing Floor 3. All right. I'm actually trying to 100% Killing Floor 2. Now I have like 2 achievements left because that's a better game. And that's my ultimate problem with 3. It was fine. Its prequel did like everything better. The maps are better. It's literally the Payday 3 of it. Like how Payday 3 came out and then everyone was like, why'd you make this? Payday 2 is better. That's Killing Floor. Everything about Killing Floor is better, I think, except maybe its graphics, debatably. I it's got the difficulties or the achievements you would expect from Killing Floor. You know, beat the game on its hardest difficulties against each boss, win on certain maps, do certain things. It's got a battle pass. It just recently got a DLC update, which I completed as well, which is just doing a bunch of random bullshit. Yeah, I honestly think I had no, I didn't have more fun with Anthem because Anthem became terrible at the end. But C, definitely, I think that's fair. Hold the phone, just because like let's be real, S tier, Expedition 33. Probably it's gonna be close between this and one other thing. I think it's the only thing remotely close. Excellent game. This might be. I'm also one of those dudes that glaze it. I'm sorry, but it is really that good. Story's really good. Music's amazing. Gameplay's really good, especially if you want like a little twist on turn based, but you still like turn based. The world's really cool. Voice acting's really good. It's yeah. I don't have any real complaints about Expedition 33 except the gestural mini games where you have to kind of like parkour and be good at platforming. I don't like it when non-platformer games try to add platforming, but that's just like a personal nitpick. I still got through it. Every achievement, we beat Simon. We got every picto or whatever. We did everything. And if I could, I'd do it again. I really love this game. I use its music for my D&D sessions. Hey, that's it, baby. It's probably my favorite game of this last year, maybe of the last few years. I can't think of anything in the last 2 years that I'm like, yes, this is better. Greatest game of the year, probably. We'll get there. Lego Batman's a weird one. I'm sure you might have noticed that. New game coming out in like May. I was like, oh, I should 100% like the old one because I never did. Super fun, but it's like the old Lego games where they're easy. The older ones are easy to 100%. So I'm gonna say there. Yeah, because I had more fun with it than any of the ones below it. Because that's the thing with Lego games. Even the newer ones don't seem like ridiculously hard to 100%, just time consuming, but they're fun completions. They're games that are designed to be completed. So I think that's a proper space for it. Like I said, B, I think B tier is good. And it's a Lego game, so getting all the characters, getting all the red bricks, gold bricks, completing the story. Nothing too involved in that one. I think there's like do a mission on co-op, something easy like that. Okay, we need an A. We need an A. There might actually be a couple A's this year. Red Dead is definitely an A tier. I'm gonna put it above Crab's Treasure. So this is the remaster version, and the reason I was able to 100% it, and I think it's the size. There's no multiplayer achievements, but is it above Elder Scrolls? Because they're both remasters. Obviously, Oblivion did a lot more bells and whistles. I think. I think this is. I think it should go Alan Wake, Oblivion, Red Dead. Because again, they just upscaled it. It looks really good. Red Dead has a lot of achievements, but it's also one of those older games that can be 100%ed in its stat screen pretty. I don't want to say quickly, but it's not Red Dead 2. That takes forever. Something I still haven't done. I'm at 90%. We're close. We're close, boy. But I think that's good. I mean, Red Dead. If you know, you know. It's one of the best games on like the 360 PS3 era, easily. Great story. Its achievements range from like honestly, if you 100% the stat screen, you'll have most of them. The rest are just like weird things like break 3 specific horses or like get a $5,000 bounty. Weird things like that. Things you oh yeah, putting the lady on the train tracks. That's iconic. That's an iconic achievement. Red Dead's great. I can't add anything to that game franchise that hasn't been said before. Okay. All right, all right. Let's look at DNC. Is there anything else? Oh my god, I'm an idiot. That's not the first Descendant. That's the first Alan Wake. I was like, why does that look weird? Alan Wake 1, okay. That's a B for sure. That's a high B. That Alan Wake, I think, is the highest B. Prequel to Alan Wake 2, obviously. But it really like set the stage, and like Alan Wake is one of those games where it's like, oh, here's the first one. A like side game came out, and then like what, 10 years later it took them, if not more, to make Alan Wake 2. Really great game. Stephen King vibes, spooky. I'm looking to do more horror games this year. As you can see, like Alan Wake is as horror as it gets, and while the second one is definitely a little spooky, I haven't done too much in the way of like actual horror. I'm hoping to fix that this year. Um, yeah, highest B, I'd say. Alan Wake 2 is a great game. Collectible achievements, but it was back in the 360 era where its collectibles aren't like too egregious. It's like very manageable. And I think the worst is collect 100 coffee thermoses, I think it was. Not too terrible. All right, we gotta dip back in that S tier. I mean, let's be real. Elden Ring. Elden Ring. This is the one. Okay, so this is not the one, but there's one more thing that could like contend with Expedition. But I think Elden Ring. I don't know, right? Because on one hand, we're looking at it at an achievement standpoint, and I started Elden Ring when it first came. I played it when it dropped, like most people did, and a lot of people dropped it, like I did. But I at least got one of the endings first, and I remember specifically spending. I must have attempted 20 times on Melania, right? And I still have it clipped. I remember because when the achievement pops, it's like you and whatever percent of people have this achievement. I remember when it popped, it was like 2% of people beating her. It was 1.92%, whatever. And like that feeling of like, holy hell, I did something that like not a lot of people have either gotten to in the game yet or have attempted. But I mean, let's be real, that those first 5 days, the people who got to Melania were like, this girl is the hardest Souls boss, which I still think she might be. Um, but that I remember that raw feeling being big. And then this year I went back and I got the other two endings because I only beat it the one time. Really enjoyed it because I knew the game at that point, so I did like a tank build and a caster build, just be like, I want to mix it up. And each playthrough was super fun. But I think, to be fair, Expedition did have Simon, and that took me a few attempts too, and that felt epic. I think it's got to be Expedition first, but Elden Ring, super close second. Super, super close. There's one more game, though, that's going to be definitely an S tier. Uh, so I'm going to put this at the very bottom of A. Finished Battlefront 2 this year, which was awesome, but like 2025 had this like really weird, awesome resurgence of people being like, we're gonna play Battlefront 2, and everyone for like a few weeks was just like playing Battlefront 2. And ever since it removed all its BS loot boxes and whatever, the game's become really good. I enjoyed it a lot. Like I did the space battles, which is a mode I forgot how much I liked in the Battlefront games. I mean, they made a whole game about just it that I haven't tried yet. Um, you know, it's a multiplayer game, so all its achievements are like. That's not true. It does have a story mode. Back that up. But I had that finished by the time I replayed it. It was just get to max level. That did take a long time until I realized you can get XP in like private mode, so you can just grind out the XP. But everything else, super fun. I even played modes I didn't need to, like the Ewok mode. Forgot how, like, me saying I haven't done horror this year. Let me back that up a little bit. Pretty scary. Yeah, high, low A because it's a 10-year-old game, but it's a good one. Don't know what to say about that. Rivals. This is a game I've seen like kind of have an up and down. The last year and a half, 2 years since it came out. I really like it. My friends still play it with me, which boosted up a little bit. And having all the achievements, well, not like a flex because nothing's like too hard. It's a really good game, and even with all its DLCs, I'm still, as of now, up to date with everyone's like achievement tasks. Because in this one, again, I mean, everyone knows it's a Overwatch clone, so its achievements are based off the heroes, and I've done everything with each hero. So I've tried everyone. Fun game. Is it a high B or a low A? I feel like I can't have. Battlefront in low A and not have it right above it. It doesn't feel right. Yeah. I think this feels appropriate because I definitely had more fun on Rivals than Star Wars because I played with my friends. But I mean, yeah, everything above that is single player, which is my preferred method of gaming. So if you're multiplayer boys and you're like, how is Rivals below Alan Wake? It's because when I do my achievements, I always prefer single player. I hate multiplayer achievements. That's just me. I hate all RNG achievements and multiplayer achievements. And that's that. P3, Persona 3 Reloaded. I'm going to preface this, all right? I absolutely loved this game, right? I played Persona 5, 100% of it. I played Persona. That's the one from 2 years ago. It's like the cute chibi game. Don't remember the name of it. It's like the tactic. It is called like Tactica, isn't it? Really fun. Liked them both. 100% of them both. Persona 5 might be one of my favorite RPGs ever. And I'd say some because look at this list. However, to 100% Persona 3, I had to play a DLC, right? Called Episode Argus. And that DLC took what I thought was a perfect ending, which doesn't happen too often in JRPGs. I usually am like, this is baloney or whatever, because they try to tug on your heartstrings. Great ending. And they fucking ruined it by this Argus DLC that did not need to exist, but I had to play it to 100% it. So this is going to be difficult for me because it takes what I would think is an A tier game, and I think it's putting it in B tier. Well, no, I don't think it's gonna. Well, maybe. Okay. Let's go through it. It's obviously better than all of this. Is it better than Alan Wake? Yes. Yes, it is. Yes. Yes. No. But if that DLC didn't exist, it'd be like up here. But I hated it with a passion. I'm sorry. Hated it. God, yeah. Oh, okay. We do have one more C game. Injustice 2. It actually, as a game, it is higher. It's like high B, low A. However, here we go. One thing ruined my experience. I put the grind out because I'm trying to 100% all like NetherRealm tag games, right? So I'm doing the Mortal Kombat's. We did 11, we did 1, and I'm like, we're gonna do 9, Injustice 1 and Injustice 2. I was like, I'll start with Injustice 2 because I'm just kind of I'm going downward, you know. I get to Injustice 2. We do the story. We do its multiplayer, which 200 matches. This is one of the reasons I hate online achievements, but whatever. It's to get you to play the game more. So we do that, and I'm like, God, I'm missing this achievement for Catwoman, and it's called Cat Call. It's like, oh, it's an ability you get via either getting her to a super high level and playing like nothing but her, and then you gotta do all this tower bullshit, or you can have a random chance of getting them out of the loot boxes. Also, the multiverse will once in a while spawn one of the challenge towers, for lack of better words. That's what they call it in Mortal Kombat, and you could just get one. I'm like, okay, we'll do it that way. I'll boot it up once, twice a day. We'll get a random ability. Eventually, we will get Catwoman's. So I play this game for a month straight, getting everyone's ability, but Catwoman's. I didn't think we'd get it this year. I started this like back in July. I think is when I actively tried to like get this game done. We just got it done this month. I've got hundreds of abilities for DC characters that I never used. And this one RNG achievement took a really solid game. Great story, by the way. And visuals for the time was amazing. I like DC. I like my Supermans and my Batmans. This last achievement like broke me because every day I was like going through the stages of grief, but like on a loop. It was terrible. Like that game. And it's definitely I think my rarest achievement this year. but it like broke my sanity. Not even. God. Okay. Moving on. That's the last stressful game. Yeah, these are all A's, I think. A's are higher. I did play some banners this year. Keeper, surprisingly good hit. Super short, super easy achievements. But I like Double Fine games a lot. But lower A, I'd say, yeah, right below Persona. Just because it's super short. I think I beat this in like 2.5 hours, maybe 3. But I was like looking around at it, everything. It was easy. Nothing like wrong with that per se, but it's hard to put that up higher. But I didn't expect it to. I want to say I didn't expect it to be good. I know Double Fine make good product, but I was like, oh, a game where you play as a lighthouse, and apparently there's no dialogue. That's gonna be eh. But it was good. It was better than I thought it was gonna be. Good game, definitely a. Helldivers 2 is an amazing game. Oh god, it's not S tier. I know it might be blasphemy to sub, but it's definitely, yeah, definitely. It's like right there. I don't think I'd put it above Red Dead, but it might be the best co-op experience I've had in a little while. Um, what do you say about Helldivers? Its achievements are just, I don't even remember because I wasn't worried about achievements until the very end. I was just having fun with friends. I want to say it was just basic shit like upgrading your ship during missions a certain way, killing certain enemies. It wasn't anything like extreme. I don't think it was overly difficult. It was just fun. And that's all I can say about that. Grounded is what I'm proud of. That took time, and me and my friends ran the server forever just in time for Grounded 2 to come out. Um, no, it was fun because I don't get to do like games like that nowadays because it's not like it, but the closest I have to compare it to is MMO, where you and your friends or Ark, but we didn't do much in Ark, where you build stuff with your friends. And my goal is always to get to like we gotta fight the biggest boss, like the Black Widow thing that's infected. That was like our goal for like 2.5 weeks, and we finally got there and we beat it, and it was awesome. And we were like really over geared, and then there was like the Wasp, and then the Mantis or whatever, and like the big brain boss, and it was really cool to do all that because I don't get to do that in a lot of games with my friends. So that automatically it's putting it like it's either right below or right. I'm gonna say right below. I'm gonna say right above because the flex of the achievements are a lot more because it has a lot more game score and a lot more bosses and a lot more things that I would consider difficult. So I'm gonna say right above. Okay, we'll save that for last. Psychonauts 2 is A or S? A or S? I really like this game. I feel like it does not get talked about enough, and it's one of those games that feels like it was made for completion. It's a platformer. It's got collectibles. Those are like the best completion games in my opinion. If it's S, it's lowest S. But if it's because I'm looking at the highest A and I'm like, would I really put it above Red Dead, Oblivion, and Alan Wake? But then I'm like, it doesn't necessarily mean better game per se. It's best completion, which I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say lowest A or lowest S. Jesus. Okay. I can't linger too long. Baldur's Gate 3. This is the one game that could beat Expedition because it was comparable in terms of my experience with it because I'm like the gameplay's great, music's great, it's set in Faerun, love D&D, but the achievements were like better in the sense that like beating honor mode was hectic, and I was like, hell yeah, I beat Baldur's Gate on honor mode when I was done with it. I got my gold dice, and it took me. Well, it came out last year on Xbox, 2 years ago. this is gonna be tough. I'm I'm seeing how I feel. This feels more right. Okay, let's go through this list. The S tier: Expedition first, BG3, Elden Ring, Final Fantasy, Psychonauts. That feels good. A tier: Alan Wake, Oblivion, Red Dead, Grounded, Helldivers, Another Crab's Treasure, P3, which P3 should be higher, but I did not like that DLC. Keeper, Rival, Star Wars. That feels good. Yeah, no, that feels good. B, Alan Wake, Doom, Melody of Memory, Blacksmith, Power Wash, Batman, Final Fantasy 2, First Descendant. C tier, Injustice, because fuck that last achievement. Killing Floor 3, because I don't understand why it exists. Anthem, because I just got really boring. Unpacking, good game, but barely a game. When the Past was around, kind of the same reason. D tier, Dragon Ball The Breakers, because it's literally broken. And Bluey and Barbie, because those aren't games. I feel good about this. Wow, look at all the games we completed in 2025. I'm trying to decide where we're going with 2026. I'm kind of in franchise mode, so either finish up Final Fantasy 3, 4, 5, 6. We did 7, so 8, 9, 10. 11 doesn't exist anymore. 12, 13 trilogy. 14, 15, 16. And then 7's remake will be out on Xbox in like a month. Or could do all the Resident Evils for Requiem. Or we could just do what we've been doing, which is just like whatever we're feeling on that given day. But that's the list, guys. Thank you. If you made it this far, you're godly. Let me know what games you completed. And I hope to see you all soon. We stream all these games. I have streamed at one point or another. Twitch.tv/Jemples if you're interested. What game should I do this year? What are we completing next? Someone tell me, please. You're up here. Someone tell me, please, and I'll see you all soon.